What's up, YouTube? It's FitzBro, and welcome to my Delhi Sultanate standard opening build order tutorial video. This video accompanies the build order that I have made, a great graphic for you to follow along. It's got step-by-step instructions, and you can find it for free in my Discord. I will leave a link to the channel below where you can find this graphic. You can download it, put it on a second monitor, put it on your phone, print it out, but pull that up and follow along as we go through this video. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I am going to have this up on a second monitor just like you would, and we'll be following along and giving you my thoughts along the way. If you are just getting started with Delhi, I highly recommend practice this against the computer a few times first before you take it to the ladder. So without further ado, let's turn over to the game and let me know what you think about this build order in the comments. Okay, I got my build order pulled up on a second monitor. Hopefully you do too, so you can follow along. The very beginning of the strategy is quite micro intensive, so don't be discouraged if you don't get it at first. Go into a game with the computer just like I am and keep clicking restart and practice just the opening build. Okay, these are the steps you've got to complete. You're going to take all of your villagers, move them towards the berries right at the start. Queue a villager at your town center and get your scout moving. You're then going to drop a mill next to the berries, pull off one villager to build your mosque and one villager to build your lumber camp. You then have to remember to get those techs in queue as soon as buildings get complete, and I always forget that step. And then with your new villager, you're going to build a house. Okay, let's follow along with this build order and see if we can pull it off. Okay, I've got all my villagers, and we're going to go off to the mosque, just like that. One's going to go over here, got in queue, one's going to go here. Okay, there's our mosque, and here is our lumber camp. Get my scout moving. Okay, I'm okay with that. This mosque will go over here after he's done with that. Okay, the first villager will build a house and then go to food. There we go. And let's make sure I get these techs in queue. This one will be the one. The woods one's usually the one I forget. Now, make sure your villagers go to the same exact tree because they will spend time actually chopping that tree. Okay, here we go. The one that lets them garrison and military buildings. We've got that queued up. We've got all of our techs queued up. Okay, that's the hardest part right there. But just practice going through that several times. It took me a lot of practice to be able to do it myself. Okay, so we've got this in queue, going good. Our goal now is we're going to send 3 villagers to food. You can try to split them up between the berries. Two or 3 per berry bush is ideal. And then once we have 50 wood, we're going to get the gold. Now, unfortunately, our gold is all the way across here. So a lot of walking time. So we'll see how that impacts our build. And honestly, every map spawn is going to be different. So you're going to have to adapt depending on what the map throws your way. I like to always queue up all of my techs just because you might forget. You can change the order later. And actually with the Delhi Sultanate, you can... Perfect. Look, 57. Okay, pretty close. New villager will go to gold. You can actually cancel and requeue techs, and they keep the status of how much they've researched, which is a unique thing for Delhi. Okay, the villagers on gold. Very good. It's perfect. Okay, now 2 new vills will go to wood. I probably could find that tree. There it is. You can rotate it. I actually used my bracket key to rotate so we can get that exact same tree there. Now I'm scouting. We're going to see easy computer. Probably not going to do a whole lot. You want to keep that scout moving and get some intel as you get to the second age. Oh, I had a little bit of idle time. Dang it. I was busy talking. Because you want to see, is he rushing you really hard? Because you'll see later on the build order, I mentioned you sometimes have to decide whether you're going to do the archery range or the second mosque first, depending on what the enemy is doing. Okay, 2 to wood. And then we should be just about ready to build our... I think it's Dome of Faith is what it's called. Yes. Okay, how close are we? We're very, very close. Now I'm going to keep villas going to wood because we're going to be, come on. Oh, I'm 1 gold off. Come on. Okay, drop that off. There we go. Okay, let's build our Dome of Faith. There it goes. Okay, now I'm going to pull some of our two vills from food are going to go over to wood. Okay, and we're scouting. We got villagers in queue. Going well. Okay, we doing everything? One build is sheep and gold. Builds house. Okay, yep. So you're going to build your house. Keep using these gold, guys. It's okay. You can stop gathering gold every once in a while to build a house. That's what you want to be doing. And now, as we get into the second age, you're going to have to feel out your macro between food and wood to be training these spearmen and archers. So I'm going to let you, kind of decide that. But you need a little bit more food than you need wood. But wood is a little bit slower, so, you got to kind of, figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to put the next one on food, actually. I'm pretty happy with how much I have on wood. Once I have 150 wood, I'm going to build my barracks. I'm almost there. Come on, drop that wood off. There we go. And I'm going to start building my barracks. I'm going to use 2 to build that barracks. Now, I think you only need 2 if you expect your enemies coming in to raid you, especially if you're against Roos or someone who's got a bunch of scouts running around. It's going to be a good idea. Make sure I got my techs up. Now, once this up, I'm going to set my waypoint already. We're going to queue up those scholars to garrison. When they garrison inside here, they speed up all of your techs, which is really nice. Okay, we're going to train 1 spearman once this gets up, and he's just going to be for defense. You can actually train 2 if you want. Okay, not enough resources yet. That's fine. Actually, I can do this. There we go. And I'll bring the sheep back. Okay, so things are going pretty well for us at the moment. We'll get those techs as soon as we get up to the next age. Okay, when you hit the second age, you're going to have to queue up all of your techs again. So I'm going to actually just train 2 spears for defense. I think is a good idea. And there we go. I'm going to queue up all of my techs. Get that in queue. There we go. We got our wood. We got our gold. We got our food. Okay, we're good. We got 2 spears for defense. Going good. Okay, and we're going to now just fix our macro a little bit. We've got enough berries here, or sheep here. We should be good to sit here for a while. And now, once we get 200 wood, which we have right now, we're going to throw down our second barracks. There we go. Because this one's going to be occupied with the upgrade here. Okay, and now we need to build a house. Now, use your gold vills to build these houses. Oh, look, he's scouting me. So this is very much like why you want to have these 2 spears before you occupy that building with these research. Okay, there we go. I try to split my vills between sheep when I can, but it's a little tricky. Okay, how are we doing? We got everything queued up. Okay, and now you can either start queuing a bunch of spears or you can save that wood. It's kind of up to you. What I'm going to do, since we're on the mountain pass here, I'm going to just wall this pass. Find something nearby. It could even be something like this, or even just like something like this, and build some wall segments just to put some buffer between you and the enemy. Now, since I don't think my enemy is going to be attacking me, I'm going to throw down my second mosque early, just because I know this is about to be full. Now, you can either decide to put down your mosque first, or you can start putting down archer ranges. If you think you're under a lot of pressure, you're going to want the archer ranges. And you see here, I've got my archery range going down. I'm going to split these up. You see they start to act a little awkward. And I could even sit here and close up, a few more gaps here. We can do something like this, or you're back here defending. So, depending on how many spears you're training out of the gate, if he's opening with a double stable or something, you may be constantly training batches of spearmen, or you might be just getting these buildings down really quickly. And you see I'm using my gold bills to build the houses. And now we can start thinking about a blacksmith here next. After I get, let's see, I've queued some, I queued maybe a few too many spears at the moment. Would like to have a little more wood to go to blacksmith, but it's okay. And you'll see that's going to get done right on time. I'm going to put a few more on wood. We got, you see, 14 on food, 10 on wood. That's kind of what you want. A few more on food than wood. Now let's go in and see what the enemy's doing and decide. And you can also do this if you can there's obviously a ton of micro you got to do, but if you can see what the enemy's doing, that can even influence, do you even want to put an archer range down? Do you want to just go, full greed? Okay, we missed that queue. But pretty good. So we got these scholars queued up here. And theoretically, your opponent, especially if they're kind of a more cav heavy civ, might be pressuring you by now. But we've got our villas split between food and wood, and you're going to have to kind of find that balance. Do we have all our techs? We got all our techs. Let's get that thing queued up. And now these new scholars are going to be going to the mosque. And now we can get double archery range production. If he's coming in and harassing you, your spears can hold him off, and then your archers can start poking at him. And I could also be, throwing down wall segments with my army, whenever I want, stuff like this. So that is the main idea of this build. As you can see, we're about to have double. As soon as I talk, we get attacked by men-at-arms. That's uncommon, a men-at-arms rush. But we're going to garrison. We'll be okay. But you get the idea. I'm very quickly going to have 2 mosques at full tilt with that production. We could drop an armory, if I had maxed my wood here, and have those techs in queue. And you have a nice comp here of archers and spears to go pressure enemy and adapt from here. Now you can you can just stick around, keep booming, decide you're going to go to the 3rd age, work towards elephants. Or what I like to do is go and pressure the enemy and try to pick off some villagers. You can get a nice mass going. You can actually even grab a town center, especially if you can get to the tech so that your spears can build the battering ram. Now, once this is at full capacity, now I've been talking, so we had some idle time with villagers. Once it's at full capacity, you use your new scholars, go out and grab these sacred sites so you can get that gold production and use them. You can stand with your army and heal your army as they're taking damage. Highly recommend it, because look at this. We've got several of these techs. Look, most of these techs are already on their way to being complete. So that is the opening. Feel free to restart the game, try it many times over. As you can see, I had a slight variance as we go there, and that's okay. That's very likely going to happen towards your game. What's really important to build orders is you have to adapt. Don't just blindly become a build order bot. You want to take this, follow it closely, and then put your own spin on it. Let me know in the comments what you think, and especially let me know if this worked for you and you were able to get some wins. I'm excited to see how this build works on the ladder. And if you enjoyed this build order, make sure you hit subscribe and that alert notification. I've got plenty more build order videos on the channel, as well as casted games and just gameplay. And let me know, are there other certain civilizations you're looking to learn more information about, or do you want some more daily build orders? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.